Coach Cathy Engelbert, who will introduce our next honoree.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here today, and congratulations to all the honorees. Clearly, I'm learning these stories today of the impact that you are all making, but I am especially excited to be here today to introduce our next award recipient, a person who has been instrumental in opening doors for women business leaders across industries, a person who is a major architect of significant initiatives to retain and advance women professionals at Deloitte, a person who has been a close mentor, colleague, and friend to me personally. I am, of course, talking about J. Michael Cook, or as we call him, Mike. Mike is our retired chairman and CEO. He was just 43 when he became CEO, and he brought with him ambition, vision, and energy. Mike had a significant impact on the profession, on our communities, and of course, on the careers of many, including women like myself. In 1991, only 5% of our entire firm's partners were women. Only 4 out of 50 candidates being considered for partner were women. Now, this was normal for our profession at the time, but Mike knew that normal didn't mean right, and he had the courage to do something about it. He knew that providing all employees with career advancement opportunities, regardless of gender, was a business imperative and the smart and right thing to do for our business and our people. He knew it wasn't about programs or initiatives. He knew that it was about changing the culture of our firm, top to bottom. And the culture change, as we all know, is never fast, never easy, and not often accomplished. Mike also had daughters. So they're sitting here today, Jennifer and Angela, who at the time had just graduated from college back in the early 90s. They inspired him further to make sure that his own firm led the way in advancing and retaining the best women. Under Mike's leadership, Deloitte formed the first task force on not just the advancement, but the retention of women to identify and address the main reasons why women were leaving Deloitte. And I happened at that same time to transfer to our national office. So I was fortunate to be in the middle of this cultural revolution. 23 years later, the Task Force on the Retention and Advancement of Women, now called Deloitte's Women's Initiative, continues to evolve and drive progress for women at Deloitte. And those stats I mentioned earlier, I am pleased to report, because of what Mike started in our last year, the second year in a row, that more than 50% of our new leaders were women and minorities. And women, thank you, and women and minorities make up more than 1,900 of our total leadership, as well as 52% of our board of directors. Thank you. So I am lucky to have met Mike early in my career. He was a major influence for me and still is. I never aspired to be the CEO of Deloitte, but I did always aspire to be a leader. And because of Mike's vision, mentorship, sponsorship, and above all, friendship, I and so many other women have achieved more than I ever thought possible. I would not be here, Mike, if it wasn't for you. I probably wouldn't be in the profession if it wasn't for you. So he had the courage to speak openly, act boldly, and I can't think of a better man to receive Legal Momentum's first Man of Distinction Award. So what a well-deserved honor it is to a trailblazer, not only a Deloitte trailblazer, but a trailblazer for the profession and all of business. Please join me in congratulating Mike Cook as the Man of Distinction.
Wow. Well, good afternoon, is that what you say? Thank you, Cathy. Thank you. Very generous, gracious introduction, very much appreciated. Thank you to Legal Momentum for bestowing this Aiming High award. It is incredible to me to be a recipient. Thank you, Karen, as the founder, Carol, Elaine, and all the others responsible for today. I'm truly honored to join your past honorees and my fellow honorees this year. I think about the need to thank so many people, but Karen told me the only commitment I had to make to receive this award was no long speeches. So I'm going to briefly thank my team. I was watching on NBC, I should add, for my Comcast colleagues, the French Open this weekend, and at the conclusion of the men's singles final at the French Open, Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray made special mention of the members of their team, and I really fully understand that. I understand that nothing important is ever accomplished individually. It is accomplished as a part of a team, and I'm very proud of my team. So I begin with my home team, and they are very, very special. And I begin with the captain of my team, without question, the leader of the Cook team, and that is my wonderful wife, Marianne, for more than 50 years. She doesn't look it, I do, but for more than 50 years, she has been my source of support, encouragement, ideas, wisdom, and could never have accomplished anything of any consequence without her direct support. Her co-captains, my daughters Jennifer and Angela, are also very special to me and are the source of what I learned that number of years ago, a lot of what I learned that number of years ago about high talent professional women and what their needs are and what their opportunities should be. So to my home team, my family, I say the deepest thank you. My Comcast team, I have two aspects of my Comcast team here today. I have a group of Deloitte folks who have served Comcast with distinction. I have, in my second life after finishing up at Deloitte, had the privilege of being on a number of corporate boards, and I've been doing that at Comcast for about 15 years and chaired the audit committee there for that entire period of time up until very recently. And I got the chance to see the firm that I knew so well, Deloitte, from the client side of the table and the wonderful service, professional service that they provide to that organization, and the partners who have led that effort from Deloitte are here, and I thank them. And I thank the finance team at Comcast that I've had an opportunity to work with during that period of time. I may be biased, but I've seen a lot of finance teams. I have never seen one even close to the capability of the finance team of this organization, and I'm very proud of them as well. Larry, Len, Joe, key members of that team are here. Thank you. Thank you to all of the Comcast folks who are here. Lynn, they're here for you. They're not here for me, but to see Art and Neil and David and Jason and Julian and Jennifer, I just will not try to name everybody, but just thank you all for supporting this organization, for supporting us, for supporting Lynn, and for being here today. I thank my Deloitte team. I am very proud of the firm and very proud of what they have accomplished. There are many people from Deloitte here today. I wish that I could, in the time permitted, go person by person and thank them for what they have done for me and what they have done for the people of Deloitte, but time does not permit that. Similarly, there have been hundreds of people at Deloitte over the past 25 years who have been part of the initiative that you heard about, and I wish I could mention all of them as well, but it's not possible. But I say thank you, a sincere and heartfelt thank you to the people who have made this happen in this organization. I would like to mention just two people from the early stages of this initiative who were special and had a special impact. The first was Ellen Gabriel, a name which may be familiar to some of you, the late, sadly, Ellen Gabriel, who led this initiative from the women's side, was a driving force in our understanding of what we needed to do and figuring out how to get there, and then figuring out and implementing the things that we put in place. So very, very special person, had a special role in this. And secondly, Lynne Martin. Lynne Martin, at the time she joined us, was finishing 5 terms in the U.S. Congress. She had been Secretary of Labor in the Bush administration and went out on a limb and agreed to come and join us when we kicked off this initiative to lead an external advisory group to put her reputation and credibility on the line for us. And with considerable wit and even greater intelligence, she did that very, very well. She was just a delight to work with. She was challenging. She held our feet to the fire so that commitments that we made were fulfilled. We held ourselves accountable for results, and she guided us very much along that process. So my thanks to Lynne Martin as well. I'd like to say just a quick special thank you also to a very special organization, Catalyst. I first met the founder and then CEO of Catalyst, Felice Schwartz, in 1990 when we were just beginning to figure out what was going on in our organization and where we wanted to be and how we were going to get there. And Felice was just a wonderful, challenging guide to me and Catalyst, an organization, following Felice, Sheila, Eileen, and now Deborah, have just led an organization that tirelessly works for the advancement of women in business. And I had the opportunity to serve on the board and chair the board of Catalyst at one time, and it was a great experience for me. So I thank Catalyst. I get to, at the end where we began, which is with Cathy. Cathy being the first woman to be the CEO of Deloitte, the first woman, to the best of my knowledge, to be the CEO of a major professional services firm, the ultimate confirmation, I guess, of the wisdom of our women's initiative. But I am quick to point out very firmly that Cathy is not the CEO of Deloitte because she is a woman. She is the CEO of Deloitte because she was the best qualified person to become the CEO of Deloitte. And I likewise applaud that. That's a very, very important distinction to be maintained. She's been at the job for about a year. I hear she's doing a great job. I'm very proud of her and proud of what she's accomplished. I'm proud of the firm. I think back to what the firm was 25 years ago when we got started with this. I would describe us as clueless at the time, or if we weren't completely clueless, we were substantially clueless about dual career families, about needs of women in business. And that organization has changed its culture, as Cathy indicated. Not easy to do, not often done, but changed its culture to today to be a truly inclusive organization, one where there are no barriers to anyone's advancement to whatever position it is that they have capabilities and aspirations. And the women are there in significant numbers, as you heard from Cathy. They are there, they are ready, and they will be in the leadership in significant ways of this organization forever. I am very honored to be here, the thorn among the roses on the podium today. I thank all of you. I thank my family. I thank my Deloitte colleagues, my Comcast colleagues. I'm very honored to have been here and received this award. Thank you.